Husband, 50M, has been pretending to be single at work. How should I, 50F, handle this? I, 50F, recently discovered that my husband, 50M, has been telling people at work that he's single. We've been married for over 20 years, and he worked at his last job for 15 of them. This all came to light when one of his close work friends, 28M, met one of my coworkers. When my coworker mentioned me as John's wife, his friend replied, "You mean ex-wife?" My coworker corrected him, saying, "No, his wife of many years," and the friend seemed genuinely surprised. This revelation has brought up so many feelings. How long has he been doing this? Has everyone in his life at work thought he was single all these years? I've also learned he's been implying he doesn't have access to a car, not true, and coworkers asking him questions like, "Is the mom in the son's life?" As if I'm not right here raising our child and managing everything. The truth is, I feel more like his mother than his wife. For years, I've handled all the domestic labor, cleaning, grocery shopping, managing our kids' appointments and school stuff, scheduling home repairs, and more. He contributes very little physically and emotionally but has the audacity to tell me I don't meet his emotional needs. Meanwhile, he hasn't met my emotional needs in over 2 decades. We haven't had sex in 5 years because he'd rather watch porn and use his assistance device. Years ago, he emotionally cheated on me, even making a pass at one of my friends. I stupidly forgave him at the time. Recently, I found out he bought women's clothing and jewelry with our shared credit card, claiming it was for me. But the clothes were the wrong size and style, sleeveless and petite, which I never wear, and included earrings. I don't have pierced ears. I suspect they were for someone else, possibly a former client. I asked him about it and he said it was for me for my birthday, but he can't give them to me know that he knows I don't have pierced ears and the clothes are for summer. My birthday is in the fall, cold weather, and these clothes were purchased in August. Over the past 5 years, I've emotionally distanced myself from him. I've even pulled back from his family, who I care about deeply, because I just can't anymore. Now that he's started a new job, one idea I had was to organize a get-together with his old coworkers to celebrate his new job and casually drop, "By the way, he's been married this whole time." He's spent years pretending to be single, so why not let people know the truth? I know he wants to be single, and I'm happy to make that happen. I just want to hold him accountable for this charade before I leave. Edit, update. Thanks for all the great comments. I'm clearly have been holding on to something I know deep down I should let go of. No more excuses for me. I have some work to do. Clearly. Sounds like a sad situation. Maybe you should consider making his lies true. There's no reason you can't stop by his job tomorrow. Make the excuse you stopped by a pastry shop and got him his favorite Danish, and you thought you'd do something nice by surprising him at work. You probably know this, but his behavior is what a cheater does. I know divorce is hard and not what you'd be planning on at this age. But enough of his bullcrap. You're better off alone than living with this awful liar. I'd send a really loud singing telegram to his work at a time most of his coworkers were there. Song should be something like, "We understand that you're a single dad without car, so we can certainly understand you can't go very far. So we are here to make all your dreams come true. Your current wife of 20 years know and is divorcing you." Maybe add a sign they can roll down or a cake they can display at the end that says, "Your lie will soon be true." Enjoy being a single dad. If you are planning on staying together, do the couples get together for the new job. If you are planning on divorcing him, just get on with it. Not sure why he hasn't left yet, other than his needs are being met. What exactly is this guy bringing to the table? It doesn't sound like there's any way your life is better because of him. Wild. I am single but I tell people at work I have a girlfriend, lol. 31M doesn't want to marry 27F after having a baby. How can we understand each other? Hi, I, 27F. Feel like a crazy desperate, single, woman and it is driving my boyfriend, 31M, nuts. I am starting to believe I am acting like a dumbass. So, first of all some context. We've been in relationship for more than 6 years, and have known each other even before starting dating. We come from pretty similar financial backgrounds, not having rich parents, estates or anything. Last few years we were talking about living together, starting a family, getting married, etc. I've always wanted to get married, dreamt about a romantic proposal not because of me craving big fancy and pricey ring and wedding with 500 guests, but for the sake of family life, marrying someone I love, having the memory I could share with other generations and mainly because of its practicality, having the same surname for medical checkups, documents, etc. We shared those thoughts and were pretty much on the same boat. After 3 years we started living together and talking about taking the next step. We had many discussions and I was still repeating that we should try for a child after possibly getting married. Well, many of our mutual friends at that time started sharing with us their unsuccessful journey of trying to conceive. So, witnessing that, we declared we don't want to waste any time and start trying for a baby. Despite not wanting it first, I agreed on the baby having his surname after being born. It made him happy and he assured me that the proposal and wedding will come. We were making jokes about it. I was showing him some things I liked. Last year we welcomed our first child. Our financial situation could be described as not great, not terrible. I truly admire the way he takes care of us, but every time I go to the doctor with the baby, I feel like an absolute idiot. I am repeatedly being called by my BF's surname, thinking we are married, and then there is a lot of embarrassing apologizing, exactly what I've always feared. Unfortunately, this happens very often and sometimes they don't even recognize me as baby's mother and think I am its aunt. Ouch. This week it happened again, and this time even my boyfriend witnessed that. So, after having enough of these situations, I brought up the topic of marriage again. It sounds terrible, but I also lowered my romantic standards to bare minimum and told my boyfriend he doesn't have to buy an engagement ring of any kind and we can have the cheapest wedding possible without any people, just for the sake of me having the same freaking surname and him and the child. He told me I should rather take care of finishing my studies and stop babbling about marriage. Well, now he is angry and thinks I am pushing him into getting married. I feel betrayed and misunderstood, because I don't feel I am part of my baby's family. Tomorrow I want to apologize, but I would also like him to see it from my point of view. I'm sorry, but he's probably never going to marry you. You shouldn't have to beg someone to get married. You have been together for years and have a child together, so I'm not sure what he's afraid of by getting married. To be brutally honest, he got what he wanted. A child with his last name. If he wanted you to be his wife, he would have done something about it. I'm sorry. If he hasn't married you after 6 years, it's because he doesn't want to marry you. He sounds like a dick who's led you on. He clearly does not have marriage as a priority and you do. The question is, how long are you willing to wait around for? If someone who I was planning to share my life with told me to stop babbling about something that was important to me and was told was important to them, we'd be having some issues and I would reconsider the relationship altogether. That's totally disrespectful. Can someone please explain to me the mindset that having children with someone is less of a commitment than a marriage? Marriages can be dissolved. You are not getting rid of the other parent as long as that child lives. This is a story of so many bad decisions. What would you, 41M, do if your partner, 41F, wanted a weekend away and you had children? I, 41F, am a stay-at-home mom and husband. 41M works and owns his own business. Married for 13 years. We have 3 children, 2, 5, 9. I was thinking that maybe next year I could take a weekend away with a friend or two. Not a crazy bachelorette weekend, but a standard ladies weekend. Husband got beyond upset, so much so that he's thinking of moving out. First thing he said was, I'm the kid's primary caregiver, so no, I can't go. How can he watch them? He works Saturdays. He can't believe that I want to go without him, and why didn't I ask for a couple's weekend? Of course a couple weekend is also great and something we talked about in the past, but he can't remember. The two can both occur. I don't know why he's so mad. He says he feels used and I can't use his money. Then he went on a rant about when we do go on vacation it's with the kids and he has to work still and no one cares and he doesn't even get laid. I almost cancelled all vacations with him because he can't handle being with the kids for more than a day and mopes around grouchy. Far worse than any annoying kid behavior in my opinion. He also is upset that I'm not helping him with his business. His only domestic chore is occasionally he'll take out the trash and he puts the 2 older ones on the bus. I try to do as much at home so he's not stressed, but it's not enough. If I work he will not take over any chores. Anyway, he's clearly stressed and super offended. He wants to have a conversation about expectations and if it doesn't work out he'll move on. He is acting like a child. It is completely reasonable you would like a weekend away with friends. This is a completely valid want and need. The fact he is threatening to move out because you even brought it up is borderline abusive. You're his partner, not his housekeeper and nanny. I dunno. If he is threatening to move out over you having reasonable requests, I would say let him. So you provide all childcare, home care and his emotional and mental load. Girl, this is the moment you need to see. He got so upset because he knows he is incapable and can't say that. So he attempted to make you feel as bad as he feels incompetent. Call his bluff. It's not like he is any help to you. You might as well be a single mom. Tell him if he moves out at least you will get court-ordered weekends away. His conflict resolution skills are very troubling. You wanting a weekend away is not an unreasonable request. I would suggest sitting down and really talking to him. If he genuinely is willing to blow up your relationship over this, it's not much of a relationship. If he's making empty threats, just to be manipulative, that is a whole nother issue. If I wanted to schedule a girl's trip for myself and my fiancé threatened to move out over it, I'd pack his fucking bags right then and there. GTFO then. Well, at least you won't have to fight him for custody, because he's not wanting 50-50. This is completely unreasonable. Wanting to spend time with friends is normal. What is not normal is a husband that doesn't like to vacation with his wife and kids cause he doesn't get laid and has to parent his own children. My 38 female husband, 41 male, bought me a boudoir photo shoot. I don't want to do it. My husband just bought us an anniversary gift of a boudoir photo shoot to celebrate 20 years of being together. It's a sweet gesture but not something I'm totally comfortable with, as I'm nervous that the photographer could get hacked, can't be trusted. I tried having this conversation with my husband and he got really upset as it's non-refundable. I would do it if it was just the two of us, but I just don't feel comfortable at the moment with a photographer I don't know, even though he's talked to him a couple times apparently. Are my fears of security over the top? If you've done this before, how did you feel? Too long did not read. My husband bought me a boudoir photo shoot as an anniversary and I'm torn. Also, if you've done this before, I'm open to DM if you're not comfortable commenting. This is something you should only do for yourself, on your terms, based on my experience. I was gifted a boudoir shoot for a birthday. Now, X drove me 2 hours for a surprise, and that was the surprise. At least you know ahead of the shoot. I looked like a deer in the headlights in the proofs and I sobbed the entire way home. I'd always wanted to do one for me, but being blindsided with a shoot for him was one of the worst experiences, and now I don't want to ever take photos like that again. This was thoughtless of him. He bought it for himself. His losing the money is his fault. Don't do it. LMAO, he bought himself a gift and is upset you don't want it. Being selfish backfired. He can eat the cost and hopefully learn a lesson here. Why don't dudes ever shoot the pictures themselves? I'm going to be blunt, how the fuck is you getting trussed up like a Christmas turkey and being photographed half naked, in suggestive poses, by a man you don't even fucking know, an appropriate anniversary gift for the two of you? It's not even remotely close to being a sweet gesture. This is a gift for him, not the two of you. If you do this, will he do his own scantily clad photo shoot in return? Yeah, that's not a you gift, it's OE for him. It's like you getting him a facial wax. Seriously.